and and there it was, as dark as night, but somehow even darker. A shadow, a really, really dark shadow of some kind of dog, but it was it was bigger. It was bigger than usual. It was like a Rottweiler.
Hello. Well, today I'm gonna bring you guys a personal story of something supernatural that happened to me. I was about 10 years old and I saw something that I couldn't explain to this day. So buckle up because we are about to get started. This might just be a story for some of you, but if you don't have enough respect for them, they might just become your next reality. Let's begin with our program, What Crawls in the Nights. Sometimes supernatural things just happen out of nowhere. You don't have to do something special. You don't have to go to a graveyard or just do anything special, right? Sometimes it just happens after a regular day, or it seemed regular until the night comes. Hello, my name is Rene. I was born in Phoenix, Arizona, but was raised almost my whole life in Mexico. At age 7, I went to live to Mexico, and since then, until 4 years ago, I am living in the US. This happened in Mexico, a small city called Texcoco in Mexico State. I was about 10 years old. I had my own room. I lived with my parents and my 2 sisters. My older sister is 3 years older than me, and my younger sister is 1 year younger. They used to sleep in the same room, and it was a 3-bedroom apartment. Sometimes we could feel like something was off with the place, but we never saw or heard anything. But my sisters would sometimes sleep with their door locked. It wasn't a problem in our house to have locked doors, to be honest, but I was the only one to always sleep with the door wide open. I never was afraid of anything all that much, and my parents would always sleep with the door shut, but without the lock. We had a small terrace in our apartment, but it was completely shut with bricks. Between every brick, there will be some gaps, so there could be light or ventilation. We had 2 small dogs living there and our washer. The door couldn't be shut, but that wasn't a problem because nobody could get in using that door. As I said, we never heard or saw anything in that apartment until one day, or should I say night. Almost all year long, I had to use a blanket and would just cover myself from toe to head. I always slept like this because it was comfortable, and in Texcoco it was never hot at night. It was just like every night. I had my door wide open, not a single light at sight, just the window wide open as well, just letting the faint moonlight through the window. I was sound asleep when I felt something or someone watching me in the distance. I woke up, uncovered my head that was covered by the blanket, sat up in a second and turned my head towards the door, and there it was, as dark as night, but somehow even darker. A shadow, a really, really dark shadow of some kind of dog, but it was bigger. It was bigger than usual. It was like a Rottweiler, but like I said, I had 2 dogs, but they were small dogs. They were Chihuahuas. So those weren't my dogs. Mind you, my apartment was in the 2nd floor. So nothing or anything should get in. And it was just there, looking directly at me. It wasn't making a sound, it wasn't making a growl. It was just there, looking at me. I just looked back. I didn't know what to do. I was just there, frozen. I would always say that if something like that would ever happen to me, I would scream, run, or just do something. But when you experience true fear, you just can't move, scream, run, or do anything. I did what almost every kid would do. I just started covering myself once again, moving slowly so that thing wouldn't attack me or something. I lay down on my bed once again and covered my face slowly with the blanket until I stopped staring at that thing. My apartment floor was made of wood planks, and you could hear every step if someone was walking carelessly. Well, I started to hear footsteps. Mind you, not towards me, but heading away to the hall, to the kitchen, and finally, I heard the terrace's door open and slam shut. I quickly got up from my bed, turned on the light, and tried to open my parents' door. It was locked. They never did that. Why today? I was panicking, and I just prayed that my sister's door wasn't locked as well. I tried opening it, and it wasn't locked. I felt a huge relief all over my body. I opened their door and just went to my room that was a couple steps away and turned off the light and just went running toward my sister's room. I slept there for a couple days. I was traumatized. I couldn't sleep by myself anymore. I don't know what that was or even if it was real. I want to believe that it wasn't real, that it was just all in my head at that night. But when my dad woke up and he asked me why I didn't sleep in my room and instead I slept in my sister's room, I explained him everything that I lived that night. Of course, he didn't believe me and said that it was just my imagination or a dream or something. Then my mom said something that gave me chills and made it a bit more real. The door, the terrace's door that I said that couldn't be shut was closed and it couldn't be open. It couldn't be shut and it couldn't be open. So my mom couldn't open it. My dad just looked at me and did a serious face because I had told him what happened with the door and what I heard. He went to open it and we never talked about it ever again. But I don't know if he believed me, but at the end, he let me stay with my sisters a couple days until one day he just told me that it was time for me to sleep in my room. I don't know what to believe, but something was sure. Something closed that door that night. That same night when I saw something, when I heard something, when I felt something. Well, people, that was my story. That was my personal story, my personal experience. If you guys have stories or personal experiences like me, make sure to leave a comment down below. I will try to make it out a story. This is what I do. This is what I want to do. Personal stories throughout the whole country or world. I don't really mind. As long as we speak the same language, Spanish, English, I could even translate it, but that would be a bit more difficult for me. So that would be it for today's episode. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and don't ignore the sounds tonight. Remember, you've already awakened it. Good night. and don't let the bedbugs bite.